numbers down a bit from their Super Bowl year this season for Jonathan Stewart. Did have some injuries. He finished with 824 yards, 9 touchdowns, though. Good in that department.
When it's around the goal line, he's a terrific runner because he knows how to get there, and he can run through contact, run through trash, as we like to say. That's part of the reason he accumulates the injuries that he does, because he runs inside a lot and takes on those linebackers. But they're going to work on Jonathan Stewart in the offseason, get him healthy, and have him back ready to go for next season.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And what about this offense, Charles? Specifically, what about Jonathan Stewart?
He makes sure everything goes. Put the ball in his chest and watch him run. Can run with power inside, but has enough speed that when he gets outside, he can cause a lot of trouble.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2, Newton. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down. On 4th down, the Panthers hand things over to the veteran Andy Lee to punt it away. This is away, and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Let's look at this offense now, and let's talk about John Brown.
An exciting young talent from Pittsburgh State, home of the Gorillas. Hard to cover. Great moves in short areas.
On 2nd down, Palmer. He's got time. Now he's forced out left. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. It'll be a gain of 6, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Third and 2, now Palmer. And he's got Fitzgerald. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24.
Well, there's the first time in this game that Carson Palmer finds Larry Fitzgerald. Likely won't be the last, but how about the way these two have helped each other's careers?
Yeah, they really have. It's hard to believe with Fitzgerald, well, really both of these guys, how long they've been in the league now. But Fitzgerald, gosh, 3rd overall pick back in 04.
Yeah, how about that? Remember, Carson Palmer, a former Heisman Trophy winner. He's finally found a real home in Arizona.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. And the starting crew defensively for Carolina.
When Shaq Thompson declared for the draft, I said he should be a running back in the NFL. He said no way, he'd rather hit people as a linebacker.
Shift together here from the D-line.
All right now, blue 58. We got 3, fellas, we got 3.
Now Palmer to throw on 2nd down. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback has to slide and find open space to throw. Partner, I know we're supposed to be impartial and not root But be honest, weren't you excited for the opportunity for David Johnson of Arizona to have 100 yards from scrimmage in each and every game this year?
Yeah, NFL record 15 straight games at the century mark. Disappointingly, though, couldn't get that clean sweep, just 44 yards in the Cardinals' finale after he was forced to exit with a knee injury.
But how about the way he broke out in 2016? One of the stars of the future in the NFL.
They go to Johnson again. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. And the Panthers coming out now. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
And this is caught. It's Greg Olsen.
Okay, I have to take a second here and talk about Greg Olsen, the tight end for the Carolina Panthers. 3rd straight year over 1,000 yards in receptions. And guess what? That's the first time that's ever happened in NFL history. 3 straight years by a tight end.
That's really something. Now 31 years of age. They're going to need him next year to turn it around because a very disappointing season. Not
the season anyone expected, least of all the Carolina Panthers, but he's a building block that they can go ahead and get back to form starting in 2017.
It's a gain of 20 that time. And the Panthers are set up now with a 1st and goal. And now a 1st down following that long gain. With my good friend Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Panthers in possession of the football as we begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a 1st down. From the gun, here's Newton. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. 2nd down following the incompletion. Newton throwing again. He'll buy some time right. And that'll be caught. Touchdown Panthers. Olsen. Greg Olsen from 4 yards out. And his guys are able to strike for 6. So he scrambled right but was able to look back toward the middle of the end zone to find the target.
As you know, in this game, sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules because we all know most guys throwing the football are taught never throw back into the middle of the field on a scramble. He did it and got away with it for a touchdown.
Instinct sometimes, right? They just take over.
Instinct and vision. Sometimes you just see people who are open, you're able to get it to them.
And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Offense in a good spot here, 2nd and 2. They'll come out in the pistol. On 2nd down, here's Palmer. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
On second down, Johnson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish, holding that to a minimal gain? And there's a completion to the tight end, and look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies.
John Brown, touchdown, Cardinals. John Brown, 52 yards. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control. And how about the end result? A touchdown.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way, because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Benjamin, the man in motion left. Now Newton on first down. He's going to air one out. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Carolina. Kelvin Benjamin, 77 yards. And the Panthers have taken the lead. And that is how you retaliate after getting scored on one play. Big pass downfield, and you hit the end zone.
Almost feels like 2 boxers just throwing haymakers at each other, doesn't it? One connects with a big one, the other comes right back. Okay, I'll show you. And they attacked right back on the first play of the drive and hit them big.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing, because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Luke Kuechly combines speed, intelligence, toughness, puts it all together. It makes plays like one we just saw there. He may not be a big-time blitzer, but, boy, he knows how to pursue straight ahead and make plays in the run game.
And he's going to be out of bounds at the 39. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
As if he didn't have enough to think about on that route, the comeback route, coming back to the football and catching it, decided to make sure he toe-tapped and kept himself in bounds.
And that was spectacular, but on the comeback route, maybe a little easier to deal with the sideline since you've got better vision of it?
I think that's a great point, because you should know exactly where you're going and know how much space you have and make sure you get your feet down. But, yeah, coming back to the football, I like it. Good vision.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
All right, now, blue, not regular. Team, team. All right, now, mirror, mirror.
Again, it's Johnson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And quickly, they get to the line. Now Palmer on first down. And Gresham has it left side. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Palmer gives to Johnson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice gain. This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Quick throw that's complete on the inside slant. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
Here we go. Blue 58. Blue 58. Team, 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 team. Let's go, let's go. 18. Sally 19. Sally 19.
From the red zone now, here's Palmer on first down. Caught, right side, Gresham. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Second down now after the pass completion.
Tight right. Let's go, let's go.
They go back to the ground with Johnson, and he stopped immediately there. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Ooh, long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field.
Let's go, let's go. Team, 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 team.
On 3rd down, Palmer. Eluding the pressure right. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Michael Griffin. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. And onto the field, here come the Panthers. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these 2 teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Now following the interception, here's Newton surveying the field. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Well, partner, I guess that answers the question about whether they're going to sit on it or not.
It does. Now we'll see if they try that again.
Yeah, I think what we find on plays like that, when you take that shot, if you're unsuccessful, then you go way more conservative to finish the half, you know? I think that's the way they'll go.
They come out here in the eye. Now the Auburn alum, Artis Payne. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. Well, after the break. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Again, we'll see the pistol here. They go play action here on first down. Going up top, looking for Fitzgerald, and it's intercepted. It's the safety, Kurt Coleman. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position. And the quarterback is actually split out wide there in the Wildcat. It's the Wildcat with Stewart. And a gadget package there won't do much for him. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Boy, that's a lot of sirloin steak to be taken down for no gain, partner.
Are you trying to suggest that he is a huge man?
He is
not just a big man, a huge man.
Big boy.
Well, how about the credit then for the defense to be able to chop that big tree and put him on the ground?
I know back when you played, it took 4 of you to take a guy like that down, right?
Well, that's for sure. And then you know what else? I didn't want to challenge him at dinner either.
Caught on the left side by Benjamin. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Newton on first down. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target, and it's second down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
That is caught right at the 10-yard line. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up first and goal.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
And the next snap coming inside the red zone here. Now a play fake here on first down. He's got time in the pocket. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
On second down, they run with Stewart. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop ball right around the 5 here, brings up third.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
Now Newton on third and goal. Man open left side is Brown. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that will bring up an interesting decision here on fourth and goal.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping them from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. So put another 3 on the board, and all things considered, a good opening drive here to begin the third quarter.
It sure was. I think as a head coach, you're happy to come out and put a little drive together, take the 3 points, and build on your lead.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Let's go. Blue 58.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. Now Palmer to throw. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Charles Johnson able to use that strength and get him for a loss of 2.
Right now, blue 58. Blue 58.
The slot man in motion right.
Sally 19. Sally 19.
The busy night continues for Johnson, and he is going to lose yardage here. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
Mirror. Get ready. Blue 58.
Now Palmer on 3rd and long. And that is incomplete. Larry Fitzgerald was the intended target. Now 4th down. Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Here's Stewart. And some room to maneuver. There goes Jonathan Stewart. The 30. Touchdown, Carolina. Jonathan Stewart, 78 yards. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead. Well called, well blocked, and then he just made a great play. As an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness, too? Just getting there and taking off and going. For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. On 1st and 10, it's Palmer looking for his running back, and he's got him. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Cardinal football, but they trail here as we get set to bring you the 4th and final quarter. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
Well, depending on the temperament of the head coach, he's either turning to the bench and screaming, where was that all game? Or maybe he's just kind of keeping it to himself and saying, okay, it's something to build on, and a positive comes out of a bad game, because those are going to happen from time to time. We'll see how he gets his team ready to go in the future. But that run right there, that's what they were looking for.
Ready. 18.
On first down, it's Palmer. Finding time. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. It's a gain of 17 that time. And it's good enough for an Arizona first. And they're going to speed things up here.
Here we go. Blue 50. Sally 19. Sally 19.
The first down carry here for Johnson. And he's going to bring this one down to right about the 20-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick. He's been decisive. And he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Let's go. Let's go. 18.
Throwing now. Palmer on first down. And this is going to be incomplete. The tight end, Jermaine Gresham, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
18.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. David Johnson, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Cardinals get a bit closer. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Ted Ginn's gonna go. 20, 10, touchdown, Carolina. Ted Ginn, 104 yards. And the Panthers add on to their lead.
Well, he made the right choice by result, but a little bit surprising because now with touchbacks coming back to the 25 instead of the 20, when guys fielded that deep in the end zone, I think most coaches want them to take a knee.
Yeah, it's resulted in more kneel downs. Not right there. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
And they're going to go soft on the corners. And Palmer gives to Johnson. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Escaping the pressure right. And this one is incomplete. J.J. Nelson, the intended target, and it's 3rd down. 3rd down here for the offense after the incomplete pass.
Right now, blue 58. Blue 58.
On 3rd down, Palmer. Over the middle here to Brown. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that can be your safety valve we saw right there.
Yeah, and they picked up a 1st down for him, too.
Here's Johnson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Palmer will throw. And Gresham's got it over the middle. And he's going to get this one down right to the edge of the red zone of the chalk of the 20. And the defense definitely showing blitz here. To throw is Palmer. Underneath for Johnson. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. So they're operating in the red zone. Another part of this Cardinal rotation. This is Chris Johnson. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They go play action here on 1st down. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Second and goal as the offense looks to try to punch it in. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Defense likely bringing pressure. And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. David Johnson with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Cardinals cut into that lead. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. Carolina getting set to take the field. Getting down to the end here, they have a 2-score lead. Barely, but it's a 2-score lead, so that probably makes you as a coach feel a lot more comfortable right now, doesn't it, Charles?
It does, but it doesn't mean now you go out and run.
Now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. This is Stewart again. And Stewart lost the football. It's loose. And this is recovered by the Cardinals.
Well, that's one of those mistakes. That's a fumble that when they get to the sidelines, I know you're mad, Coach, but look, we still got this locked down. But that's not necessarily true, is it?
Well, their hopes are slim, but you just hate to give them any hope. You could have sealed it right there.
Yeah, could have finished them off and taken away all hope, as we like to say.
And Catanzaro's kick is right through, and this is back down to a 7-point game. So a good snap, good hold, and that one's right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, Brandon.
And the Panthers are going to recover here, and that should be enough to get them the victory. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Second down following the run. They'll come up now in the Wildcat package.
Here we go.
Here's Stewart, direct snap. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. The Panthers down to a knee out of the victory formation. Here's Andy Lee now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone.
Now I've been in New York, Texas, Midwest, and it all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California. California, A-A-T-L-M-I-A-D-M-V, all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California. California,
New York, Texas, Midwest, and it all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California. California,
I got some out in Dallas, now I'm smelling like LA. Met a from Miami to the Machiavelli. Left the kids on the belly, left the vid on my celly. She ate like spaghetti, I'm hitting gas and Dreddy. Met some killers in Memphis, like they from Oakland. Give me my flowers while I can smell them. Ain't talking about roses, literally I'm lean. Mix it like a bought it in Nashville. Then I woke up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's sunny, California, but nothing like Compton. It's more like Calistoga, and it's hot as Arizona. I pop me up Fresno, hard colder than Minnesota in October. Don't interrupt, darling, I'm in the zone. Why does everywhere I go just remind me of home? You know that state of gold with the bed. Them other places come close, but they don't compare.
Now I've been to New York,
come on,
Texas,
yeah,
Midwest, and it all reminds me of California. Cause there's no place like California. California, A-A-T-L-M-I-A, D-D-M-V, all reminds me of California. Cause there's no place like California. California,
California, no place like California.
fresh off a flight to Boston. Got a BZ in Maryland that I pipe too often. Headed right to Austin, most likely flossing. Tight, exhausted, high as a forklift. Hand catch a high Mount Richmond.